Welcome to the family with
co-host Catherine Brandt.
Andy Brandt Bernard.
And Kristyn Burt.
Here we
They're
are.
all here. What do you think? What do you think of that action?
Why did we start talking about David Cassidy today? There was a reason.
I don't remember.
Because you were watching some show and they all had that long hairdo that David Cassidy sort of started.
Like shaggy hair.
Yeah, the
They called it
shaggy hair.
feathered hair at the time.
Yes, feathered hair. And then you started talking about the fact that he died young. And I remember I saw him in L.A. at the L.A. airport laying on a car hood talking to some people. I was like, that's David Cassidy. And why is he laying on top of a car?
At the
Well,
airport.
there you go.
At
You
the
were at
airport.
LAX?
Yep.
Ah.
Yeah, it was weird.
What
It was a
year
long,
was it?
long time ago. Many, many, many years ago.
So
Because he died. What did you look? Oh, you're busy doing something here.
I'm trying to find Ken Barlow. I had his post up here, but now I just can't find it.
David
So that's-
Cassidy died in 2017.
yeah, he's been dead for 8
He
years.
struggled with alcohol and alcoholism.
I just remember as a child watching The Partridge Family and thinking he was the dreamiest thing that ever walked.
Pretty handsome guy.
That's
Speaking of the dreamiest
I know.
thing that ever walked, Mike Bryant
Yep.
is on the phone.
Michael Bryant's on the horn.
Yep.
Yep.
The
Did you ever?
greatest- the
Did you ever have a David Cassidy hairdo?
No. I never had David Cass. I never had hair, no matter David Cass.
Oh,
Okay, I'm glad you're on because I want to read something that I saw this morning, and I reached out to him and told him that I really admired him. Ken Barlow was working here when you were in the market, right? He was the weather guy over Channel 5.
it's been a long time.
3 hours ago, he posted on X, I've just emerged from a 3-week depression and things are good again. Bipolar used to be on the upside, and for no explanation, they have lately been on the downside. For those struggling right now, let me be an example that you can get through this. It will get better. I just love that kind of strength. So I responded to him, Ken, I've always admired you, and I always have. Ken's a great guy, really, really nice guy. Ken, I've always admired you. You're a good guy, and this is just another example trying to help others with an unpleasant situation. We need more people like you. Ken for somebody to hop on social media, which is worldwide, right? I mean, mostly in the United States, but you can get it anywhere.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, for him to hop on there and talk about bipolar and how he's been suffering with it a bit, and he didn't even use the word suffering. That I guess I shouldn't have used that word, but I just really admired people. It's not like, oh, poor me. And look, I understand when things happen, it gets tough. There's no question. But instead of going, oh, I feel terrible and blah, 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 he goes, hey, I just been through it, and I hope you don't, if you're going through it, you'll get through it. Don't worry about it. I love people like
Yeah,
that.
and it's a great idea to get ahead of what everybody else might say about you anyway. To be
that's
honest
true.
and truthful about this kind of thing is it's very important in so many ways.
Yeah, it destigmatizes
Absolutely.
any mental
Bipolar.
health
So
issues.
has he been working through it?
Yep, he's working through it. He's had bipolar. He's been bipolar for a long, long time now. He discovered he was, I guess. But you couldn't be around him more. Did you ever spend any time around him, Kristyn?
I did not.
Really, just a pleasant guy. Have you run into him at all, Michael?
Yeah, a couple of times when I've been over there, he's been in studio, so I've talked to him a little bit. But it's just that he kept working and doing that. That's amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just love the fact that instead of, oh, poor me, he goes on there and goes, hey, I've been struggling with this, in case you have it too, don't worry, you'll get through it too. He's supporting other people. And I'm not saying if you have bipolar I'm not saying you're, oh, poor me, that's not what I mean at all. But it's a pretty serious situation. And for someone to step up, Ken Barlow is very well known in the market, there's no question about that. But trying to help people with his suffering, and I don't have bipolar. Maybe I do, and I just didn't realize it. Kristyn Burt looked down at her desk when I said that. Yeah.
Some days.
Yeah, okay, sister.
I said nothing.
But Ken Barlow, we need more people like you that step up and try to help other people with your maladies instead of just, wringing your hands. And at first, when you find out, you probably do wring your hands quite a bit, but you're helping people, and I've always liked you anyway, and now I like you even more than I used to. Kristyn Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So now you have an assistant. You have Michael Bryant. You got KB and MB working together.
That's right.
What's the latest?
Yeah, I love it. I was like, and what's the latest? If anyone has not seen, because we have talked about this case over and over and over again on the show, Last Take, Rust and Helena Hutchins' story. It is the documentary done by Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer who was accidentally shot by Alec Baldwin on the set of Rust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Helena's husband, Matt, asked her best friend, who also happens to be a filmmaker, Rachel Mason, to do a documentary about Helena's life. Just so people could get to know her outside of, the case and everything else that went on in the press. And what they did is they set the scene by using body camera footage of the actual day and what happened when, the police arrived and EMTs. So you're seeing the chaos on the set and how this whole thing unfolded. And just hearing the details of like what was happening on set, the low budget, how the demeanor changed when Alec Baldwin arrived to shoot the film. And it really gives you a scope of like how this whole thing played out. And gives you the spirit, of course, and the work and the legacy of Helena Hutchins. Extremely well done. It's on Hulu right now.
Nice. We watched another couple of episodes of Full Swing last night.
And you're still in season 1?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to binge watch the thing. Is the whole series just about the rise and fall of some golfers yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it follows the first 2 seasons are primarily like how the PGA was dealing with live golf. That is a really big situation. The 3rd season, which is brand new and just launched this month, follows a little bit more, I think, behind the scenes of the personal lives of the golfers.
It's kind of heartbreaking to see these guys who are they're such fantastic golfers and how they sometimes just can't get their game going. It's like how crushing that is.
And a lot of it's mental too. I think that's the interesting aspect.
A lot of it is mental.
And then on top of that, you also see how difficult the family life is for a golfer. They're on the road constantly. And usually the wives travel with them until they start a family, and you can't be pulling the kids out of school all the time. And it separates the family. And that's a unique dynamic as well.
Did they ever go through the people that are trying to be paid and are going through Q school and are living in their cars, and how hard it is just to get to where, the top golfers are?
It's mostly the top golfers, but they'll show like the ranks within that, the people like at the top of their game, and then people that maybe were at the top of their game and, moved or fell down the ranks, that type of thing. But it would be interesting to see someone that is really struggling to make it happen and really wants to join that elite group.
Yeah, because they really do. They live like nomads for many years sometimes just to get their card at all.
That's very true. Michael, have you watched it? You sounded like you did.
I haven't seen this one. I saw prior, like, other ones like that, like the really old one they did on Chris DeMarco, and, watching them struggle and get on the tour and those type of things. And what you see is there's so little difference between, like, some of them that it's just a break, and suddenly they're on the top or they're not.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one thing I got to be honest with you, I don't like, and I won't say who it is or whose wife it is or whatever, but they do have some scenes in there once in a while where the young wife will come up, honey, do you think I look good in this $15,000 dress? I was like, oh, God, don't do that.
Some of them are making a lot of money.
I know, but you don't want to show that to the public, that your wife is buying $15,000 dresses.
Maybe they do. Maybe they want that.
Maybe they
a lot
do.
of people would.
At Gretzky's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
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 I feel like that's who he's talking about.
Who?
I mean, Gretzky's daughter.
Oh, really? Who?
Exactly. I knew exactly who you were talking about. She is very flashy on Instagram too. I mean, she's gorgeous. Her mom, obviously was a dancer, like tall, long legs, and she inherited all of that. And you will see that on her Instagram account as well.
Interesting.
Didn't she have some of her own money? Because wasn't she a model?
Janet Jones, before
Yeah.
she married Gretzky, she was a dancer.
Oh, but she married. No, I'm talking about the daughter, the one who's married to Dustin Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I think she had like somewhat of a modeling career. I don't necessarily know that is what she's known for now, but
Yeah.
I think she probably started out. I mean, why not? She's tall, long legs, gorgeous.
Now, and then they were talking, what was it? Ian Coulter, what's the...
Ian Poulter, yep.
Yeah, he was...
Yep.
The last episode was about the fact that he didn't even make the cut, and that he was going over to that Live Golf,
Yeah.
and he was complaining because he was cut, and you don't get paid. You get zero money if you get cut on these big
you don't make
at
the
these
cut.
big tournaments. Yeah.
Right.
But yet he's wearing a shirt that has about 15 different logos on it. It's like you're getting paid by somebody just to show up.
That is
The
true.
bag is still there.
Yeah, I think there's still money coming in, or you wouldn't be wearing that shirt.
Two things. For one, Mom, check your texts. And for two, Charlie wants to know about your coming soon press pass for ABC News.
Oh, yeah.
What? Should we take a break and come back and talk about that?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Michael, you can stay with us for a little longer, can't you?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right back right after this. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Pally?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hand for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a second to talk about my bank, and that, of course, would be Mike Bilski at North American Banking Company. If you own a business or thinking about starting one, make sure you check out my friends at North American Banking Company. When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity, maybe solve a problem, turn to their experts, because they are locally owned and operated. Loan decisions are made here in the Twin Cities, not shipped out of state. This helps business owners expand with confidence. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to anybanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. Uh-oh, Elvis.
Elvis time.
It is. Love pretzel. Kristyn Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Michael Bryant also with us. And by the way, Michael, I have to mention that Catherine did save you, because as a joke, I was going to talk over your commercial, but then she wouldn't let me.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Catherine. I appreciate
You're welcome anytime.
Anytime.
I'm here for you.
All right. So what were we talking about just before we went to break?
about the golfers, I think.
No, about Kristyn.
No, about Kristyn. Has
Oh,
some
yeah.
info.
That's right.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Kristyn, we got the request.
Yes, I know. Charlie is obviously seeing my Instagram story. I don't know if I can talk about the topic yet because I don't think that they've announced it. But I filmed with Nightline the other day.
Line.
There we go, big shot.
Nightline, yes. So Nightline has a show on Hulu called Nightline X Impact. Covers a lot of everything from politics to pop culture. Obviously, I did not talk politics. I talk pop culture on a topic that will be upcoming. Last I heard, it will be out March 18th. I will let you know if that date changes, but hopefully I filmed with them for a little over an hour, and hopefully some of my commentary will make it into the piece.
Is this for like a ongoing thing or just a one-off?
Just for this particular topic, I was brought in
okay.
on, yep. So, but it's an ongoing series. You can find it on Hulu. I know that they just did one on like Blake Lively. They've done one on Wendy Williams, like anything that's sort of happening in the entertainment industry. And then they also cover political hot topics and lifestyle hot topics. But I came in for one of their entertainment segments.
Congratulations.
So is it about you, or is it you talking about whatever the topic is?
It's me. I'm a talking head. It's me talking about a moment in pop culture history, we'll say. And I just don't want to say who it is because
Sure.
they did an interview with this particular person, and I don't know if that's been. I haven't seen a press release for it, but I think a lot of people will recognize this story and remember it. It's from I would say about 15 years ago. So it kind of just talks about how my role was actually talking about how the landscape of pop culture has changed, like how we covered it in the media in the early 2010s versus how we would cover it now in 2025, and how we've evolved, hopefully.
Great.
So, Michael, do you think I could sue CBS when they snap up Kristyn Burt and take her away from me?
No,
Except it's
probably not.
ABC, so sue CBS, and they'll be like, "Who is she?"
That's an ABC thing. Okay. All right. Well, I worked for ABC for many, many years. When ABC owned radio stations, they did a wonderful job. It's ABC Disney, of course, is a corporation. But they were so wonderful to work for. And I used to get a call from the chairman of the board. Well, had the highest rated morning show in America. So I would
We're making the money.
every Christmas I'd get a call from him, and he would say, "Tom, how's it going? How's everything going?" And one Christmas he called me and go, "Tom, we're selling the company." I went, "Oh, that's the end of this."
Yeah.
And I was right. It just went down and down and down after that.
It was fun. I was at the ABC News Los Angeles bureau, and I didn't realize this. When you drive between like the 134 and the 5, you see ABC 7, which is our local LA station.
right.
And I didn't realize this in terms of geography. I had been to the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, but on the other side of that studio is the backside of it, which is ABC 7 and the ABC News Los Angeles bureau. And I was like, it's amazing. I've been here 2 decades and never known that this part of the campus actually existed. So it was kind of fun to be in that side of the studio and see a whole different side to it. And they brought me through the newsroom and everything that they were covering. So I got a little tour after I finished my segment.
So have you got it planned pretty much the date you're going to give us the stiff arm?
Not. Listen.
Never coming on that show again, Tom?
No. Tom,
No.
days I'm filming, I even call in via phone just for you.
That's true. You did. You called in just for us.
Yep. Or I'm on the road and I'm in my hotel room, and guess who's there? Me with my little travel light and my microphone.
You're traveling.
Do you remember one time we had a guest on who was calling us mid-shoot, and we were interviewing him, and then all of a sudden he was like, hold on a second, I have to do a scene. And he just put his phone in his pocket.
He did.
Oh, yeah, who was that?
I think it might have been Stephen Baldwin.
I think it was. It might have been Stephen Baldwin. I think it
He
was.
just put his phone in his
Yep, I think
pocket,
that's
so we
right.
were listening to him do the take from the phone in his pocket.
Well, that was Danny Baldwin, I
Oh,
think.
Danny Baldwin.
It was
Yeah.
Danny
right,
Baldwin's
Danny
his
Baldwin.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You were getting, I don't know, a behind the scenes look on set.
Yeah, we sure
Fantastic.
were.
Yeah.
You know what's so great about that era, Kristyn? I should probably reach out to Danny again. He was always a great guy. Danny and
was,
Stephen
yeah.
would come on, but Danny would call in, and pretty much every time he was on, he would complain about Alec.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Siblings.
Well, that's why I think you should watch this Rust documentary and let me know what you think about Alec after watching it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Is Ilaria on it?
She is not. You have to watch their reality show on TLC if you want to see what his home life is like. And I gotta say, if I were in my 60s, because I think Alec Baldwin's around 68, and I'm not sure I'd want to have 7 kids, like young kids under the age of 10 running around. Grandkids, great, but raising 7 kids who are so
He's
young.
not raising. How much is he helping? Really?
Well, yeah.
They got the day
Financially, I'm
nanny, the
sure
night
quite a
nanny,
bit.
the weekend nanny, the
I
afternoon
don't know if he can
nanny.
afford all of that. I think that's why they did the reality show, because he's got all of these legal bills and everything. So, and a big lifestyle. You have the Hamptons house. They have a Vermont house. They've got their Manhattan home.
God.
That's a lot of overhead.
It
That
sure
makes me
is.
sweat a little bit.
Yeah, I'm 38, and I'm already at the point where it's like I have to take my age into account if we want to discuss having another kid. Because I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Do I want to be in my 40s chasing a toddler around?
Probably not.
In your 40s, really?
What?
Oh,
That's
you
not
old man.
old.
It's not like
That's
my
not old.
But I
husband's
think, too,
great to begin with.
replacing yourself like your mom and I did and you and your wife would do.
No, we need another one.
No.
We need another girl. We need a girl.
I'm trying to save the planet here. I'm trying to save the earth from overpopulation, but,
Come on, more kids.
more kids. Okay, well. So, Michael, you have to get going in a couple of minutes, don't you?
I do. I got to go back to play lawyer at 11 o'clock.
Why don't you
Okay, well, I
put one in your pocket?
want to talk to you for a bit before you have to take off, because you'll probably have to go in about
Phone in
3-4
your
minutes.
pocket. You can listen to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your phone in your pocket when we listen to you.
What's going to be in court?
Oh,
You can't handle the truth.
Let's hear you lawyer. A behind the scenes look at lawyering.
How often does court actually get that heated? I'm guessing not that often.
With me, probably a couple times a year.
Yeah.
There'll be a couple instances, but I'm working on that. I'm trying to bring that number down. So my paralegals would love to see that number go away.
Michael, do you go, you can't handle the truth?
No, I've never done that.
No?
You know,
Darn it.
I would
I
be.
thought
doing that.
every lawyer ever would have done that at
Can
once.
I pay you $50 to do it? And then you put us in your pocket?
That would be great. I'd love to hear you negotiating with people with the phone in the pocket. That'd be magnificent. I do get people reaching out to me once in a while going, Tom, now let me ask you, I've been listening to you for 40 years now. And why is it that you always have a lawyer by your side at all times?
It's always a good idea. Oops. Sorry.
I'm like, because it's a good idea. That's why, because most people can. What do you think the percentage of people you could actually trust in a financial situation would be if you didn't have any protection?
You, yourself.
That's it. One person you can trust.
Not very many.
Pretty
Like
much.
yourself.
Boy, when it comes to money, man, you do have to watch everything that people do.
I'm going through a family probate case.
Oh,
and
God.
let me tell you. Nobody.
Really?
You can trust zero. Trust zero.
Yep.
Isn't that sad?
I know people that are estranged from their family over, an argument about a dog, much less money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
unbelievable what people will get.
Well, God, look how many of Dad's brothers and sisters I haven't talked to in decades.
Or I haven't
They're all
either.
mad at
Because of
each other.
whatever,
Yep, all
yep.
the time. Yep. It's sad, really.
I won't say the name, but there was a family member of mine. I won't say if it was a boy or a girl, but used our house in Golden Valley when we weren't there, used our cars when we weren't there. And he was, haven't spoken to her now in about 15 years.
Yep, I know who you're talking about.
I think when I said her, I've only got 2 sisters, so it wasn't tough to guess.
Hey, sometimes boundaries are good with family members. You're like, nope,
I
we're
guess. It's sad, though. I mean, it's really sad.
Yeah. Well,
good. It is sad, but sometimes it's healthy. I think that's the
Yeah,
one thing.
you're probably
you have to
right.
respect that.
that's true.
You're probably right. So, Michael, when are you going to be back in town?
I'm hoping next week. I'm planning next Thursday, and that since after I missed last week and I got depots tomorrow in Fergus Falls, I was like, I got to call in to check in, see what's going on.
We will close with the information you already gave me because I was born, Kristyn Burt, in
that's
Long Prairie, Minnesota, a town at the time, I think there were like 500 or 600 people living in the town of Long Prairie, Minnesota. And Michael was up there. I don't know if it was on business or personal, whatever.
It was
But-
on business.
But was there it was a sign coming into town or leaving town? Is that what it was?
Yeah, there's a sign.
That says, This is where Tom Brady's mother was born.
Mhm.
Like that's, and which, by the way, wasn't the truth because she was actually born in the town right next to it, where who was born?
Short Prairie? I don't know.
No, it wasn't Long Prairie. Oh, what's the one right next to it?
No, there's but
Starts
up
with-
there's Wadena, there's
Browerville?
Browerville.
Browerville. Yeah.
Yep. My mother and Tom Brady's mother were both born in Browerville, Minnesota, about the same time. So two Tommy B's mothers came from Browerville, Minnesota. Do I get credit for being from Long Prairie? No.
Let's see.
They need to give you the key to the village.
His mom was born on the 4th of July in 1944.
Yeah, both are in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, so my mother's 24 years
I
older
bet
than she.
you could petition the Chamber of Commerce for a sign.
I
As
don't
long as you
think I'm
paid
doing
for it.
I'm not doing that. Forget it.
You always have
Plus-
to pay for your own honors. Like, what is that
Yep.
about? It's the
Do
same
you
thing
really?
with-
Oh,
Yeah, well, it's like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. $75,000 will get you a star.
Well, she's been Kristen Burt's been working on me getting the Hall of Fame, the Walk of Fame star for a while now.
If I remember, Tevin said, or AJ, one of them said that I think it opens up in April for nominations.
Wow.
So I got to come up with 75 grand so I get
No,
nominated.
it's $250 for us to like fill out the application. And then
Oh,
if
okay.
you are voted in by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, then it will be $75,000.
Wow.
Now, the truth is, the celebrities very rarely pay for it. It's usually tied to the premiere of a movie or a TV show. So maybe
Right.
Aileen got hers last week or the week before, and it was tied to Netflix's the premiere of her series that she's doing with Kate Hudson. So Netflix paid for it.
Okay,
so
but
you
I-
tie it all in together.
Does it have a little Netflix logo next to their name?
Should, honestly, because they're the ones who paid for it.
I know you both got to go in 2 minutes, so I will say when Michael is here, my luck, I would get a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. I wanted to be by Capitol Records, but I guess they're all gone. They're all taken already. But my luck, Tom Bernard, Hollywood Walk of Fame, right next to Goober. That'd
You'll
be
be-
real-
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll be next to Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's a couple of stars right in front of the museum, so there's always that.
Oh, see, there you go.
Good
All I got to do
placement.
is
It's
come
a
up.
corner placement, so it's actually good.
Wouldn't it be great, though, about 99% of people can go, who the hell is Tom Bernard looking at the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Well, there is a Tom Bernard in the industry that gets thanked a lot on
Yeah.
the Oscars.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a writer, I don't know what he does, but he's
I want to thank Tom Bernard, and everybody calls
Yep.
me and go, God, they just thank you. I said, that's not me. It's a different person.
I'm so famous.
Yes, I'm so famous. I'm sitting here, and they're talking all about me.
That's why
All
we're
right.
going to name our next kid Keanu Reeves Bernard.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves
There we
Bernard.
go.
There you go.
And we'll all say, yeah, they're talking about you. And give him a compliment.
All right. Closing words from Michael Bryant, and then closing words from Kristen Burt. So, Michael, what do you got to say going on?
Say hi to Timmy for me, and well, it's warm here, which is nice. So at least driving around, I'm
Yeah.
able to enjoy the outside. And there's way too many damn turkeys in this state now.
A lot
they
of
need an
turkeys.
old-fashioned turkey shoot.
There are a lot of
Honestly,
turkeys.
kind of.
All right, Michael, I'll probably talk to you later on today or tomorrow. Huh?
Take care. Absolutely. Take
Thanks a
care.
lot.
See you, Kristen. See you, Catherine.
Bye-bye.
See you, Andy.
Bye.
Michael Bryant, Bradshaw, and Bryant, and now Kristen Burt's bailing on us too because she's so busy.
The phone's ringing. It's ringing.
I
Phone
ring a
be ringing.
ding, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, my phone hasn't rung as a phone in ages. It's everyone's texting. Just a couple thoughts for things to watch tonight. Netflix is officially entering the late night show game again,
Oh,
and it's
that's
Everyone's Live with John Mulaney starts tonight. And it is live, so you can go ahead and watch that. And then if you've got kids, Moana 2 is finally on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. Moana 2. That's right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's a
see,
fun
look
one
at
to
that.
watch.
All you do is serve the public, Kristen Burt.
I am here to delight and please.
To delight and please. Okay, well, thank you. Well,
I like
we'll be delighted to see you tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Burt, Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We shall take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. South Dakota, one of the most business-friendly states in the country, and there's no better place to settle down and take advantage of those incentives than in Sioux Falls, as the state's largest city with a metro population over 290,000. Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. That's what we're looking for. God, I love that video you show me every time, Andy. It's That's what a beautiful video that is of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Almost makes you want to move there.
You're damn right it does. And that's not the only reason I'd want to move there, believe me. As the state's largest city with a metro population over 290,000, Sioux Falls has low business costs with a high quality of life. There's no state, corporate, or personal income tax. Let me say that again. There's no state, corporate, or personal income tax. No inheritance tax and no limits to what your business can achieve. Sioux Falls, South Dakota was recently ranked the #1 best small city for business and careers by Forbes, the #2 best state business tax climate by the Tax Foundation, and the #5 top state for e-commerce by Nexus. As one of the Midwest's fastest growing cities, Sioux Falls has a robust growing job market. No matter where you're at in your career, we have an opportunity waiting for you. Our city's tax-friendly climate and strong workforce don't go unrecognized. Forbes named Sioux Falls one of the top small cities for business and careers each of the last 15 years. In 2020, Sioux Falls ranked as the #4 best city for young professionals. So how does South Dakota, let's say the way they stack up against other states? Well, they rank second in the nation for the lowest cost of doing business, the most business-friendly state, and the best business tax climate. And as South Dakota's biggest city, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, is at the center of these benefits. Now is the perfect time to make your move to Sioux Falls. Visit SiouxFallsDevelopment.com. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice, and I am a paid endorser. We're rocking out, man.
All right.
That's all I have
Quickly,
to say.
before we get to Tim, who is ready,
Timmy.
quick announcement. I accidentally released the iOS app for the new iOS app yesterday.
Accidentally?
Yes, I put it up on the App Store, and I was sending out the links to beta test with some of the listeners. And then someone on Facebook messages me, and he's like, "The new app works a lot better, thanks." And I'm like,
Oh,
"How do you have access to that?"
He goes, what?
So it turns out it's live and in production. So if you want
Oh.
it, just go to the App Store, search for Tom Bernard Podcast. It's a bit confusing at the moment. There's two apps. One is called Tom Bernard Morning Show. One is called Tom Bernard Podcast. You want the podcast one because the morning show one is going to go away as soon as I give the word to Hubbard.
And you give the
download
word to
new
Hubbard
app.
when?
Honestly, I'll probably tell them after the show. I'll be like, the new
Today.
iOS is up if you want to take the old one off. So download the one called Tom Bernard Podcast.
I'm doing it right now.
It's got a white background as opposed to a blue one. And there you go.
So it's
Android
much better, you think?
users, it'll be 9 days until the Android app is out.
9 days. So the Android has to change over to the iOS.
No, Android, the problem with Android is there's a 14-day mandatory testing period.
Oh,
So we've been testing it for 5 days at this point. And eventually that'll be over and everyone will be happy. But iOS doesn't have that. Once they review it and they're happy with it, it's out.
it's out.
So,
Okay,
yep.
so we'll keep mentioning that every day so everybody knows.
Yeah, I'll post it on Facebook too, because once the Hubbard app goes away, anyone currently using it isn't going to be able to use
Yeah.
it anymore. It's just going to go away. So I don't want anyone to be confused.
That makes total sense.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, man. That's all we have
Tim,
to say.
tell all your friends.
I'm always confused. You kidding me?
No, not you. You know, you look much more professional. Did you move your camera or your desk?
No, No, we got some work going on in the house, so this is actually my daughter's bedroom. So
Oh, she did a good job.
yeah, it's it's simple, it's clean, it's all cluttery like my wall is. So my wall will be redone, so eventually I'll have less clutter. I'm learning a lot. This does look really nice back here, doesn't it? Just a simple
Yeah.
deal like that. So,
But
how
I
are
do
ya?
miss the Bride of Frankenstein. I do miss her.
Well, the bride will be back. The bride
Okay,
is
good,
my all-time favorite, so she will be back.
What was her name
So
again?
I heard that South Dakota spot. That sounds like a good place to move, man.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay out the butt to live there. That's a good thing. It's funny, and I won't say what the doctor's name or any of the rest of it, and blah blah blah. But health insurance is supposed to cover everything, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Well, I found out after my health insurance, a doctor to check me out, $6,500 a year.
Well, that's that concierge stuff.
Yeah, but
That's
still,
what everybody's doing, though, because they don't
I
want to
know.
run anything through Medicare. They don't want to do anything with the insurance companies because they have to have an entire staff to be denied. And they have to keep resubmitting and resubmitting. And if they code one thing wrong, they're not going to get paid. I mean, the whole insurance industry is just so difficult to work with. That
in
down here, it's
desperate
almost.
need of an overhaul, isn't it?
It really does
Yes,
need an
it is.
overhaul. It is an old, broken system that needs a big reboot.
But I have a question. Can human beings do anything right? I mean, seriously, they destroy everything they touch.
Well, Obama was supposed to fix everything,
Yeah,
and
he
all
was.
it did was enrich the healthcare companies and the
Yep.
pharmaceutical companies. So
Well, it
that
did.
didn't work. It helped a lot. I mean, I have to say, a lot of people that have free health insurance through that program, they love it, and wouldn't have been able to have surgeries and everything else without it. So it does help some people, but the rest of us that have to pay, it is horrible, in my opinion.
Is it all about buying votes? Is that why the lower income people are doing well with it?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, everything's about votes now. Everything you see happening, you go, why would they do that? It's because they want to. That's why they brought all the people here who don't even belong in America to vote.
Yep.
Because they let them vote too. That's the other part of it I just love. Whatever.
Then
Look,
why not do it, right?
I suppose, but it's like everything now. Everything now is just, well, my car insurance. I just paid my car insurance yesterday. My car insurance on a car that is, 11 years old?
11 years old?
My car is 11 years old, $4,000 a year
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
car insurance.
I don't doubt it.
Well, that's because
Jesus.
once again, we live in an area where there's a lot of people that don't have driver's licenses
Yep.
and they're smashing into everybody all the time, and there's a lot of litigation. So
Well, that's what I wonder too, and I don't want to get too deeply into political stuff here, but they always talk about, well, all these people that came here, we want to keep them here, and blah blah blah. Well, the reason why we keep them here is for the vote. I understand that, but what about protecting the people who actually live and work here and pay all the taxes? How about protecting them? Wouldn't that be nice? We don't do that, do we?
Your vote has the same value as anyone else's, so
I know.
when there's more of someone else than you, then
Yeah.
you're not going to get priority.
I blame Tim Lammers.
well, it's
That's all I have
interesting
to
here
say.
in Florida. Ron DeSantis is trying to do away with property taxes,
Yep.
and there's no state tax. So if property taxes go away, no matter what you pay for insurance, you're going to be well ahead of the game.
Yep.
Yeah, because property taxes have gotten crazy.
I just noticed while I was drinking my coffee, I do indeed have the Bride of Frankenstein here, Tom.
There you go. Good. Excellent.
I am always covered with the monsters, see? All of them are on the same mug, which is pretty cool.
I used to love watching Monster. Oh boy, if a monster movie came out,
Monster geek.
yep, me too.
Are those
I'm right
the
there.
hammer monsters, or
No, actually, these are the Universal ones. The Hammer ones
Universal.
are great, though. That's your Christopher Lee
Yep.
and Peter Cushing.
Yep.
So yeah, those were great as well. So I have to say, it's a good thing I wasn't on last week. We had the snow thing because it was supposed to be last Wednesday.
Right. Yes. Right.
I had I guess you could call it an emergency because I was in such pain. I had 2 teeth pulled. One over here, and this one was actually broken, needed to come out, no pain. It was like 2 for 1 deal. Get that one out as well. But afterwards, I was talking like this.
yeah,
I told my wife, and she didn't get the reference, but I says I look like Michael Corleone after he got smacked by Captain McCluskey in the guy.
There you go.
I was sitting there, and I went to get some. What did I get? Not Percocet, the other one, Vicodin. And I go to the pharmacist, and I'm talking like Michael Corleone.
There you go.
So that got infected. So then I'm still on the. Now I'm on the antibiotics, and it's a lot better. But man, I hate getting teeth pulled.
I've never had one
It's
pulled.
like getting teeth pulled.
Oh,
It's
wait.
like
I had
getting
wisdom
teeth
teeth
pulled.
pulled. I had wisdom teeth.
Well,
Wisdom
yeah,
teeth,
pretty
yeah.
much everyone's had their wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
I wonder what percentage of people still have their wisdom teeth.
I actually have a couple yet.
Oh,
There's
really?
like one that gave me problems. I
Oh,
know
did you?
I got two for sure. I've gotten so many pulled, it doesn't matter. I got like two missing here, one missing here, one missing here.
They just pulled all mine out. I don't think they even technically had a medical reason to. I think they were just like, wisdom teeth suck. Let's get them out.
I think that they don't pull them unless they're causing problems now. I think they've done away with that.
About
Yeah.
half of the population has at least one wisdom tooth.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow, that's interesting.
But according to this site, apparently only 35% of people are not ever born with them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
So
can never
about a
come in.
third of people just don't have wisdom teeth.
Well, aren't we the
That's
lucky
interesting.
ones then? Because we all have them.
Yeah,
I had my son. I think my oldest son had all of his pulled at once.
I did too. Yeah, I remember. I felt like I was in the chair for 3 weeks.
Uh,
It was the longest because you're awake for it. I was
Sure.
sedated, but I was
Yeah.
still awake for
I
it.
know.
So
I
I was
remember.
I was just sitting there like, oh my God, how much longer is this going to take?
I remember you coming out of that room and I'm like, he is not ready to go home.
Yeah,
well,
there
that's
you
the
go.
way it
He's
is
like-
with everything.
Yeah, he's like trying to talk to me and bloody gauze is falling out of his mouth. I'm like,
I
people.
could not feel anything at that point.
Everything is, and that's considered surgery. Everything is same day surgery now. Yesterday,
Yeah.
my wife had her other rotator cuff done.
Oh, really?
And she was out in the same day. So she's had them both done now.
So now she
And,
can pitch. That's good.
She's a
Yeah.
tripod now.
Become a professional pitcher. That'd be good.
Yeah, no kidding. So I've been waiting to talk with you because,
I'm going to bring one thing up before you do this.
sure.
I don't know why this coincidence happened or whatever, but I remember 2 years ago, and I can't remember whose kid it was, but apparently this 8-year-old, 7-year-old, whatever, wanted to play catch with Tommy, with me, only he didn't call my attention to it, and he threw a baseball and hit me right in the mouth. You remember that, Catherine? It was like 2, maybe even 3 years ago.
I do not remember this.
Hit me right, and it was not one of your kids.
Wasn't Sage? Sounds like something Sage would do.
Might have been Sage, but I'm not going to say.
Grandpa looking.
But just a couple of days ago, I'm eating a sandwich, and all of a sudden, what the hell is that? The cracked tooth part of it fell out. So I'm
Yeah,
going to have to
you're
get
gonna
the
have to
rest
have
of it
that
taken
pulled.
out.
You
Yep.
didn't even say anything.
I know. I
You
just was
weirdo.
trying to ride it out, see if it'd grow back in, but it didn't.
I don't think that's how it works unless you're
It's
a
not gonna
lizard or
happen.
something. Or,
I remember
don't
that
know
happening when I was 15. I remember
Crocodile.
specifically. I was in Dayton,
Mm-hmm.
in the where the fireplace is in the first floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. I was eating a chicken sandwich, and one of my molars just disintegrated.
That's so
I
weird.
bit into it, and then my mouth was just like full of tooth fragments. I don't know what happened to that.
it
tooth.
happens.
Now it's gone.
That
That's
happened to
not-
me with a piece of bacon. It's
Yeah,
like,
sometimes.
really?
It's weird.
The
Bacon.
toothless show today.
Oh, yeah.
Today is the toothless show.
Human
Why don't we
teeth
take
really are just like the worst designed things on earth.
Why don't we take a quick break, 2-minute break, come right back, and then Timmy can launch into it. I think it's a good idea. We'll be
a
right back.
tirade.
Sure.
A tirade, yes. We'll be back.
Let's start off with a real good thing.
Oh,
All right.
Back with Timmy Lammers in a couple of minutes right after this.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Let's take a second and talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company, Mike Bilski. If you own a business or thinking about starting one, make sure you check out my friends at North American Banking Company. When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, turn to their experts because they are locally owned and operated. Loan decisions are made here in the Twin Cities, not shipped out of state. This helps business owners expand with confidence. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ladies and gentlemen, today's show brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Timmy Lammers back with us. Great talking to you, sir.
And I've been waiting to bring this up because I know you have to be watching Reacher season 3.
Oh, yes. Yep.
It is a great season. So how far are you into the season so far?
What,
I
four?
think it's episode 6.
We are, three. I think it will be on 4.
We'll be on 4. Okay.
Okay. I have special access. I actually did some interviews for Forbes. I heard you Forbes mention that earlier in that North Dakota thing. Talk with Alan Ritson and Neely, Maria Stan. They were together. The thing that sucks about these virtual junkets is, okay, you got 2 of them for 6 minutes. You know, you really can't get a lot done apart from saying, I talked to these 2.
Right.
And then there was also Anthony Michael Hall, Brian T., who plays Xavier Quinn, and the Dutch Giant. And is that guy a giant or what?
He's 7'3" or something?
7'2".
7'2".
At that point, after you're 7 feet, what difference does it make?
Yeah,
right?
for real.
They're
Andy,
they're teasing this fight. You know that fight is coming.
Oh, it's coming because Reacher just did a punk ass move with him. I thought that was like, why is he doing this? He's just trying to egg this guy on.
Messing with him. So, and then the other one I talked to, one of my new favorite characters on TV. Her name is Sonia Cassidy, but she plays Susan Duffy, the Southie, the detective.
Oh, the detective, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then Lee Child. And I told Lee Child, I said, the woman you got playing Susan Duffy, I think I'm in love. She is so freaking great. Oh, my God, she is great. She's a Southie, right? And you would swear to God she's from South Boston.
Yeah.
But she's actually from London. She has a British accent.
Huh.
And it's like you're talking to an entirely different person when you're talking with her.
I bet.
It's so funny.
You just reminded me of an unpleasant moment on the KQ Morning Show when Joe Rogan came on the show. And so I'm talking to him, never talked to him before. He's on the show live. And I said, so where are you from, Joe? He goes, Boston. I said, oh, you Southie? And he goes, none of your business. It's like, gee, what a pleasant man you are,
Wow,
little
that's
fella.
a weird response
He's
to
just
anything.
He's a massive pain in the
Aren't
ass.
they generally anyway? You know?
Yes. But
There
I
is
mean, I'm plugging
I
your
agree
show.
with
You should probably be nice, you moron.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you, there is a line, and you haven't seen it yet. So I finished the season. And it's really tough for me not to talk about it. But there's a line coming up that's inconsequential to the plot, so I think I can say what it is. They're driving, and Reacher says, I know my way around Boston. And Susan Duffy says, how? And he goes, I've been to Fenway Park. And she goes, you a Sox fan? And he says, Yankees. And then she kind of under her breath, she goes, F you. Except I mean, it's so quick.
That's real. That's real.
And it's so funny. Yeah, because it's like Yankees, F you.
They just do not get along. Yankee fans and Sox fans do not get along at all.
Well, there's always kind of a little bit of a battle between Boston, New York, Philadelphia. It's
Yeah.
like, my city's better than your city.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the show itself, I guess the thing that I'm noticing this season, and I almost would have to go back to watch the other seasons, but it seems to me he's Reacher's a stone cold killer in this one.
Yeah, he seems a little bit more mechanical
just
this year.
Outright execute people.
Yeah.
Which is, and believe me, I mean, you got a few episodes to catch up on and see before the end of the season. It's like, my God. I mean, I think some people that I've heard about, I thought season 2 was okay. I liked season 1 better. But there were complaints about season 2, Reacher not being so much of a lone wolf that he was in season 1. He had his team. So I don't know if that was part of the reason why 3 is the way it is. He's back to his own, but again, he's got Agent Duffy he's working with as well. But I just noticed his behavior. And the way the show starts out, and this is a spoiler, I mean, I'm not going to say why, but it's like, wow, this is going in a really different direction until you find out there's some twists involved and stuff.
Well, the only thing I could figure out is the reason why he was doing this is because the people that he's embedded with are so horrible that collateral damage doesn't mean anything. But you've seen the whole thing. Is that what happens?
Well, yeah, I mean, and they, that's where he becomes involved with Duffy. 20 minutes in, you kind of get the sense, oh, okay, this is why he's in.
But they're not really saying what they do.
Yeah, and you're going to find out a lot more. Again, it's really tough not to. 'Cause, look, even if I were free to talk about it, I wouldn't anyway, because I just don't like spoiling things.
Right.
But yeah, it is. If people were, let's just say that if they already don't think season 3 is better than season 2, certainly by the end they're going to think that.
Okay.
And there is going to be another one already. I don't know what book it's based on, but there is going to be a Reacher season 4 plus, and it's kind of a no-brainer, but Neely is getting a spin-off series. So I asked the two of them together, well, it seems to me that if Neely's going to be on the Reacher show, that Reacher's going to be on Neely's show. And they said, well, we can't confirm or deny. So that at some point, I would imagine Neely is going to have Reacher. So Alan Ritchson's going to show up on that spin-off series at some point. So there's a lot of Jack Reacher coming up. And honest to God, it is, I mean, I will say this, going into the last episode, there were points where I was cheering. Where it's so freaking entertaining.
Okay.
It's such a great show. I don't know why I love it so much. Maybe just the no BS attitude.
Have you watched it, Andy?
I have not. We don't really watch new TV basically at all.
I don't think Reacher's Andy's kind
Not
of
Andy's kind of deal.
I mean, we watched 24, which I'm guessing is pretty similar.
Not really. It's a table shaking. I don't think you've ever met this one.
Kitty shaking the camera.
I believe I've had all the animals on camera, but this
Naughty kitty.
Look at this. She's like, I call her football. Look at her.
Football.
That is a football cat right there. Righteous Gemstones. That's now streaming.
Oh, the Gemstones are back.
Sunday night, yeah.
They started or
Monday
coming?
It started Monday night, I think, at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think they released
Central.
one.
Well, I
believe
watched
that's
that show mainly for Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's great on that show.
Baby Billy Freeman.
Baby Billy. That's right. Well, that's a damn good cast because John's great on it. I mean, there are a lot of really good people on that show.
Oh, it cracks
John
me
Goodman's
up.
great.
That show cracks me up. It's like, how dysfunctional and crazy can one family be?
But they had the nerve to point out how greedy most churches really are.
Oh, those mega churches.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny, isn't it? And it's so blatant too.
It's blatant, exactly.
They just don't care. It's kind of like politicians in a way. I mean, they just kind of, they're above reproach, and so. Speaking of political, and I think this is a great show, and I was kind of apprehensive about it going in, just because De Niro's been such a pain in the ass.
Yes, exactly.
There's no question. It's like he's like one of these guys. You get him in front of the camera, you forget about everything, even when he is playing an ex-president, which he is in 0 Day. And I think maybe the reason the show is so compelling to me, I've only seen 6 of the 3 of the 6 episodes.
Okay.
But it's about, they call it 0-day attack, where all corners of the internet are shut down. Transportation, communication, this, that, and the other thing for a minute. But the casualties in 1 minute are immense. Like 3,000 people die in the
Really?
U.S. And so he's a former president who got along with both sides of the aisle. So they thought, well, let's bring this guy in to head up this commission where all the rules are gone. I mean, forget about civil liberties, even basic laws. It doesn't matter. Everything is on the table. You can pull, somebody up the street for looking sideways at you. So, it's political, yes, but I would say they're playing it pretty evenly at this point, which is pretty shocking. And I don't care what side of the aisle a movie's going to come down on. It's just boring if it's one side that's villainous. But
Yeah.
you have both sides where there are frailties and flaws and all that stuff. Fine, that's great. But it's just this whole idea that, well, Patty was saying, well, this is great. It's going to give people ideas. It's like, I think those ideas are already in motion. I think there are people already trying to pull off how to shut everything down.
Yeah, X had a cyber attack just the other day.
Yeah. Those happen all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the scale of what we see in this movie, no, but it is a frightening thought. And I think that's just it. It's like in the teaser trailer or something. It's like planes are falling out of the sky and this. It's like, yeah, you lose your communications. You're flying blind for a minute, man. That could be catastrophic.
God, I hope not. I hope the pilots can fly for 1 minute.
Yeah, well, the instrumentation, though. I mean,
that's true.
So yeah, it's really a hell of a series. It's a mini series. It's 6 episodes. A lot of great people on it. Joan Allen, Connie Britton. Let's see who else. Dan Stevens, Matthew Modine. I mean, all these solid, great actors who've been around forever that can just come in and just kick ass all over the place. So yeah, I really thought that was terrific as well. So other than that, I mean, I've been pretty much busy with the Oscars.
I understand. We got to figure something out. At least get you on once a month again, man. It's too enjoyable. I love having you on. We're gonna have to work something out.
Yeah. The Oscars, I was actually going to talk about that last week, but my God, what a horrible year for Oscars.
I agree.
I mean, nobody has seen Anora.
Nope.
Anora, I'm going to break it down for you. Now, let me just add now. This was Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editing, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Actress for Mikey Madison over Demi Moore, who should have won for The Substance.
Right.
And it wasn't a sentimental award. She was terrific in The Substance. And so if you haven't seen Anora, I'll break it down for you. First half, softcore porn movie.
Oh.
Second half is F. Now, look, I love saying
that in a movie.
It's my favorite word to say. But this one, Best Original Screenplay, Conan said it during the show. 487 F-bombs in this.
487.
That's some good.
And that's
unnecessary.
That's the original screenplay. I could have wrote that. Oh, here, give me a piece of paper. F. Oh, here's my screenplay.
By the way, Tim, football's right behind you looking at you like, get off the air, damn it.
Well, for a while there, because your name is right in the corner, your cat's head was above it, looking like that was Tim Lammers.
right there.
She's like my parrot.
Arr.
All right, Tim, we'll stay in touch with you. I love having you on, Pally.
Oh, good to see you all again. And congratulations on the new show, the new format. And just give me a buzz or a text. Andy will give me a text. So
yes, Andy's good at that.
Wonderful.
Stuff. Thanks, Timmy.
Yeah, have a great day, and we'll have to catch up on Reacher soon.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Tim.
Yeah.
We'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. My Pillow, excited to announce that they're having their first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 30% on the brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one Mike has worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get the 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. The initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And the best-selling standard My Pillow is just $14.98. To take advantage of the first ever mega sale, go to mypillow.com, use promo code TOM, or call 800-516-5146. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship has sailed because right now every order ships absolutely free. Ladies and gentlemen, today's show brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. All right, Andrew, any closing words?
Let's see. Trying to think
Still got the logo up there. We can't see you.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
There you go.
Trying to think of an Ethan report that I can give, but I don't know. I think...
Oh, tell Mom, did you tell Mom about the thank you that he said to the guy, which shocked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on.
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Yesterday you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, tell it again quickly because some new listeners might not have heard it.
I'm trying to think of anything he's done funny in the past 24 hours. But I think it's pretty much par for the course at this point.
So what did he say, and what was it?
It was over at Shields, the little diner thing that they have. We were closing out, we were leaving, and one of the employees started sweeping up because everyone was leaving. It's time to clean up before you close. And the guy swept right in front of Ethan, and Ethan said, "Thank you."
He's thanking the cleaner.
Little guy.
They probably don't get thanked for sweeping too often.
Probably not. Probably not. All right, we will talk to you tomorrow, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Every time I hear the singing reminds me how you talking my